In the Factor follow-up segment tonight, will Britain's vote to leave the EU help Donald Trump here in the U.S.? Trump has been a vocal supporter of Britain's exit from the European Union, and Trump reacted to the vote results while in Scotland today.
People want to take their country back. They want to have independence in a sense, and you see it with Europe, all over Europe. You're going to have more than just, in my opinion, more than just what happened last night. You're going to have, I think, many other cases where they want to take their borders back. They want to take their monetary back. They want to take a lot of things back. They want to be able to have a country again. So I think you're going to have this happen more and more. I really believe that, and I think it's happening in the United States. It's happening by the fact that I've done so well in the polls. You look at the recent polling and you look at the swing states and you see how I'm doing, and I haven't even started my campaign yet, essentially.
Joining us now with your reaction, former presidential candidate Dr. Ben Carson, who's also a Trump supporter. Dr. Carson, I woke up this morning, I saw Donald Trump in Scotland. I understand it was planned, but was it planned because he knew this vote was coming down this day and was hoping for some sort of vindication of something he predicted?
I think it was just a coincidence. But, you know, what's really interesting is, you know, the pundits and the polls all predicted a very different result. And I don't think they understood the level of frustration of the British populace, the hourly workers, who are seeing their jobs lost to people coming in who don't necessarily share their same values and culture. And I think it does have implications for the United States. I think many, particularly the punditry, think that they actually know what's going on, and they think they actually know the mind of the American people, and I don't think they do.
And what do you think this is? Do you think what is going on in Europe is some sort of Trump populism or nationalism spreading to Europe?
Well, I don't know that Donald Trump is responsible for it, but he certainly represents, you know, the people, once again, exerting themselves. You know, it's the very same thing that Thomas Jefferson said was going to happen. He said we would begin to lose our country because people were being non-vigilant. The government would grow, expand, infiltrate, and dominate. But before we turned into something else, the people would awaken, recognize what was going on, rise up, and regain control. I believe that's what Trumpism is.
And the donor class and some of the pundits said he shouldn't be going to Scotland today on this trip, but he pushed back. Why?
Well, he should push back because anything the pundits say is pretty much wrong. I wish somebody would do a special looking at what the pundits have said over the last couple of years, and then you'd see there's probably not very good use for them.
All right, Dr. Carson, we say thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. Now let's bring in Katrina Pierson, the national spokesperson for the Trump campaign, and she joins us from Dallas. All right, so we did a little bigger picture with Dr. Carson, macro. Let's go a little micro inside now. How does Donald Trump use this vote to his advantage in the election in 2016?
Well, you know, Eric, I mean, it's pretty interesting what has happened today, simply because, you know, only the people that are shocked are those who've created mass wealth on globalism with complete disregard for the workers. And you can only ask the working class to foot the bill to their own detriment for so long. They've rejected it in Britain. Here we have our own situation going on with median household incomes that have been flat. We have immigration out of control. You have Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama wanting to bring in more refugees, people who cannot take care of themselves. And we have an elitism in this country who now wants to give Americans benefits to the illegals who are in this country. And so this is Donald Trump's message. It is Americans and our families first.
But very carefully, Katrina, he has to be careful not to take too big of a victory lap, because we saw big, massive volatility in the stock market. We saw the British pound get really, really hammered today. It's not like a 30-year low. It hasn't been this low in 30 years. So, you know, celebrating I was right on the heels of a lot of people losing money in their 401ks is a tricky dance there.
Well, and he didn't take a victory lap. He just noted that he sided with the people of the UK. And, you know, there was a lot of criticism because he didn't give some massive speech based upon the Brexit. And that is because his main concern for being in Scotland was to be there to support his family. And he's going to come home and continue to campaign because it is very important that we do get back to the basics in this country. We don't want to be a country whose entire economy revolves around what some other country or what other unions are doing across the globe. And Mr. Trump is definitely going to continue to move forward with that same message Because at the end of the day, the United States is still a sovereign nation, even though you have the elites that have been trying to give away that sovereignty for so long, which is exactly what Hillary Clinton wants to do with her support of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which will be the end of economic sovereignty in the United States,
Go a
which
little
is
further with
exactly
this,
why we
Katrina.
have
Go a
to
little
get...
further with this. What is it about Hillary Clinton that mirrors what was going on in the European Union?
Well, I mean, and she even supported staying a part of the European Union, where they have dissolved borders. There is no communication between the countries in terrorism. We saw what happened in Brussels. This is something that Hillary Clinton is a part of, and you can look at the Clinton Foundation. These people have created mass wealth for themselves on the backs of the working class, and the Trans-Pacific Partnership is going to overhaul all of the U.S. economy, whether it comes from wages.
Fair enough. Let me ask you this, though. I know the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and Donald Trump's been against that. Is he also in favor of breaking up NAFTA? I don't have a lot of time, but in North America, would he be interested in seeing Mexico, Canada, and the United States independent of each other completely?
Absolutely. Mr. Trump wants to take each trade deal and renegotiate all of them, particularly those that have been harmful to the country, like NAFTA, losing 3 million jobs and moving forward, and even Obamacare, something as simple as one piece of legislation that is just affecting our country that has killed 3 million jobs. Mr. Trump wants to get in office and renegotiate every horrible thing that the elites have done for this country.
Katrina, thank you very much.